cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
There's quite a big difference in just living and living well. The aim of the Successful Living Show is life and how you live it. Join John and Millie every Tuesday at 11 a.m. for Successful Aging, only on KFNX.
Do you get tired of being right? I'm tired of being right, and I'm tired of people not listening to us be right. We are correct. Sometimes it's a burden to constantly be so completely correct on so many things.
Dana Lesh, afternoons at 12 p.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. Tune in for Weekend Talk That Matters, only on KFNX.
And now, live from the KFNX studios in beautiful downtown Phoenix, it's Pain Management Arizona with Bob Miller. Good morning. Welcome to Pain Management Arizona. I'm Bob Miller. I'm a licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, and pain management specialist, and owner of New Serenity Massage in Phoenix and Peoria. I'm here with you every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. right here on 1100 KFNX, also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Just go to Pain Management Arizona on either of those. You can watch radio. I do specialize in therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy. So I am your pain guy. I don't generally do very rarely do I do just a relaxation massage. The people that I market to and I'm seeking out are people with chronic pain issues that they have not been able to get help with anywhere else and are on medications and all that, because what I do is not just basic massage. This is real lasting relief for pain, for headaches, back pain, migraine, shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatic pain, even numbness in the legs and feet. I've had a lot of success actually reversing peripheral neuropathy in people. I do have two locations in the Valley, Peoria at about 94th Drive and Thunderbird, and in the Avenues, it's just off the 101 at Sonoran Life Solution Counseling offices, and downtown at Urban Wellness in Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. A 1-hour session therapeutic massage with me is only $50, which is about half the price of what the big chain massage places are charging just for a basic Swedish massage. I went there just last weekend and got a massage. I got a gift card. I was thinking, oh yeah, I haven't had a massage myself for a while. And I got a massage, and I specifically told the lady who'd been a therapist for about 20 years what areas I wanted worked on. I don't really have any pain, but I can tell that I got a little tension in a couple areas. And what I got was a basic Swedish massage, even though I spelled out exactly what I asked her to do. And it felt great. It's great for the body. Regular massage is really good for you. But what I do is pain management. You can visit painmanagementarizona.com for more information on how to book appointments at both locations. You can book at the Peoria location right on the website. And you can also go to I'llFixYou.com, where you'll also find free stretching charts, ebooks, coupons, and gift cards. And if you want, you can just call 541-END-PAIN. That's my number here in Arizona, 541-END-PAIN. Gets you directly a hold of me if you have any questions to ask about your pain issue or someone you care about that's living in pain. One of the main points I like to address on my show is this serious crisis with the opioid addiction. Most pain issues can be resolved by simply releasing the knots that are in the muscle that are irritating the nerve that's causing the pain. Most painkillers do more harm than good because they block the pain signals, so you're not even aware that you're actually injuring yourself worse, because pain is the way your body tells you to stop what you're doing because you're injuring yourself. And if you're on a bunch of painkillers, you just aren't aware that what you're taking the painkillers for is now the condition is getting worse and worse because you're moving it in ways that are injuring the muscle worse, possibly tearing the muscle or a tendon. I did have a dear friend of mine not too long ago had fallen and broken her ankle when she was on vacation, and she was on painkillers for something else, but because of the painkiller she was on, she didn't know she had broke her ankle. It hurt, it hurt, it was sore, but she didn't know she had actually broken the bone. And she continued to walk on it for 2 more days before she had got home and then decided, "Oh, I should probably get this looked at," and had to wait a week to get an appointment with her doctor. Went in, and by now the broken bone was healing in the wrong position, and they had to do surgery on her ankle because she couldn't feel that she had broken her own ankle. And it's really kind of scary. The opioids have been severely overprescribed to patients, and appropriate warnings about these medications were not provided when they're being prescribed about how dangerous they are. They have actually just recently declared that it is now more likely to die of an opioid overdose than in a car crash. United States, in the United States, possibility of dying from opioids has for the first time surpassed the likelihood of being killed in a car crash. That's according to the National Safety Council. Odds of dying of an opioid overdose are 1 in 96, car crash 1 in 103. So opioid overdose is the 5th most probable reason for preventable death. That's crazy. I mean, and this isn't, junkies on the streets taking opioids. This is, there's just a huge influx of these painkillers, these powerful painkillers. 80%, this is another recent statistic, 80% of all the opioid painkillers produced worldwide are being consumed by Americans. 80%. America only makes up 5% of the world's population, and we've been eating up 80% of the world's supply of these powerful painkillers. I mean, that's like one kid eating all the lunches in the school cafeteria. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And most other countries, they don't give prescriptions for these pills. They're just too powerful and too dangerous. They're only distributed in hospitals to people with major trauma or end of life. And here we're giving them out like candy. And let's see. Yeah, recently there was 300 million prescriptions for opioid painkillers written in the 1 year in the United States, and there's only 329 million people. So that's, I know I didn't get a bottle of pills. So that's a lot of pills. That's just way over medicated. And painkillers don't do anything but mask the symptoms. They do not treat the cause of the pain. You're still going to have the pain, and you're still going to need the pills. Therapeutic massage with trigger point therapy, what I do is natural and gentle as a way to relieve the pain without the need for medications. By gently finding and releasing the knots that are in the muscle that are irritating the nerve, causing the pain goes away. Even pain you've had for decades. I have had so many people that have told me that they have had the same issue for years and years, decades. I had one gentleman, he had said he was carrying a sack of grain down the stairs at the mill, slipped and slid down the stairs on his back, and had low back pain ever since. Been to every kind of doctor, specialist, neurologist, physical therapy, everything, still had this low back pain. And he has not worked in the mill for 40 years, and he still had this pain in his back. I got him on the table, warmed up the muscle groups, and I knew right where to look, because I don't go off what books tell me where to go. Oh, look here, like, acupuncture, stab a needle here. I know where the most probable cause of that pain's going to be, because I know the nervous system. I know the muscular system. So I start massaging the areas, finding where the knots are, and then gently, it's kind of like, I call it focused deep tissue or targeted deep tissue work, because I just put gentle pressure exactly on that cluster of knots you got, and I get it to release. I'm not pushing really hard, trying to squeeze it out like trying to squeeze toothpaste out of a tube with the cap still on. I just put gentle pressure to convince it to release, and then it releases naturally, and the pressure's off the nerve, and the pain goes away. Trigger points are knots in the muscle. We develop knots when a muscle is held tight for long periods of time, over tightened or tightened suddenly, or impacted in an accident or a fall or something. Muscles are made up of fibers, which we all know. It's just like when you tear apart a piece of chicken, it comes apart in little strings. Those tiny little strings are muscle fibers. A knot in the muscle is a continuously contracted fiber in the muscle that stops blood flow because blood can't flow through a tight muscle. And once a fiber gets a knot in it, gets stuck, the other fibers around it start getting stuck too because they're connected to the ones that are knotted up. Soon you develop a cluster of knots. And when those knots are wrapped around or up against a nerve, it'll send random signals up or down that nerve, causing you to feel pain or sensations or loss of feeling in a different part of the body along that nerve path. That's why, if you have numbness in your hand, it's more likely it's going to be a knot in the side of your neck on the nerve blocking the signal. If you have numbness in your feet, it's going to be somewhere in the calf, thigh, or gluteal area, the gluteus maximus area, that's got a knot on the sciatic nerve. And that's what's blocking the pain there. So there could be nothing at all wrong with the hand or the foot when it's numb. It's somewhere farther up the nerve path. It's kind of like when you plug a speaker wire into something and you hear a hum or a buzz as you're plugging it in. That's similar to what's happening with your nervous system because your nervous system is the electrical system of your body. It can all, and it can also, the knots in the nerve can send signals down a muscle because you have two types of nerves. You have a sensory nerve, which tells you something's hard, soft, hot, cold. You have a motor nerve that tells a muscle to move. And when a muscle goes down, when a random signal on the nerve goes down into a muscle, it's only hitting part of the fibers and telling that part of that muscle, hey, flex from point A to point B. Don't stop till you get there. And then you have a muscle cramp. Doctors often misdiagnose referred pain from trigger points as sciatica, carpal tunnel syndrome, bursitis, and many other conditions. Trigger point in contact with a nerve often mimics the symptoms of a very long list of common ailments and chronic ailments. And I've had all of those ones I just mentioned, the sciatica, carpal tunnel syndrome, bursitis. I have had people that told me these things. Oh yeah, my doctor says I have carpal tunnel syndrome. And I tell them, I say, well, let me check your neck first before you make any, decisions to do surgery or something like that and see if we can make that go away. And sure enough, most every time it goes away. And then, hey, guess what? You don't actually have it. But I don't tell people they don't have it. I'll say, yeah, if you definitely consult with your doctor, take your doctor's advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm just the guy that fixed what was really wrong with you. And neuromuscular trigger point therapy is gentle and natural, releasing the knots, taking the pressure off the nerve. It just causes the pain to go away. I've had hundreds of amazing successes relieving pain and numbness. I pretty much have about a 98% success rate relieving or completely eliminating pain and numbness issues, often in one session, even after a doctor and specialist did not know what was really wrong with them or how to help them. Tons of people come to me that have been suffering with stuff for many years. And again, I, do specialize in therapeutic massage, not basic massage, real lasting pain relief. I have two locations that you can see me at. One is in Peoria. It's at Sonora Life Solutions Counseling Offices on about 94th Drive in Thunderbird. That's just off the 101 freeway out in the avenues. And another location I can see at is Urban Wellness. That's in Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. So if one's too far, maybe the other one's a little closer, but either way, the drive will be well worth it, especially if you've been suffering with pain for a long time. There is the occasional person that does have true sciatica, which is caused by a bulging disc, herniated disc, or something that is pressing on the sciatic nerve instead of being muscle tension alone. But normally the muscle tension always accompanies that because the reason that you're getting the bulging disc, herniated disc is because the vertebrae are being squeezed too tightly together, the compression in the spine. And a lot of times that can be relieved at least temporarily by getting the muscles to relax that are around the spine. Then they're not pulling the joints too close together. Same with arthritis. A lot of sufferers can get some relief with massage because the arthritis is caused by the joints. The bones are getting a little too close. They're kind of rubbing on each other. Then you get osteoarthritis. But if you relieve the pressure on the muscles, that tension goes away. And again, you can call me directly. I can't answer the phone right now, obviously, because I'm on the radio. But you can call 541 END PAIN. Write that down. Remember that number. Give it to your friends that you know are suffering, especially if you know somebody that's had headaches or migraines, because that's one of my favorites. I just love to see the expression on people's faces when I finish it with them, and all of a sudden their headache that they had when they came in is gone, and then I see them weeks or months later, and they come back for another massage, and they're like, I haven't had a headache since the last time you worked on me. I did have a lady about a few months ago, I guess it was about 4 months ago. She had had a headache every day for 18 years. And I worked on her. She had, of course, she had seen every kind of doctor, specialist, neurologist, everything. I worked on her for just an hour, got all the knots were right where I expected them to be. I got them all released. And I stepped out of the room, said, when you get dressed, just open up the door when you're done. She opened up the door where her eyes were real big staring at me. And she said, this is so weird. I forgot what it felt like not to have a headache. And now it's, at least 4 months later since I've seen her, and she has, I keep in contact with her, and her headaches have not come back. She has not had one headache since. And that's just a really good feeling. But again, that number is 541 END PAIN, or you can go to the website at painmanagementarizona.com or illfixyou.com, ILLFIXYOU. Those are my two different websites, and both of them you can book directly on the website. And I got a lot of great stretching charts on there. Stretching is very important. Stretching just helps warm up the muscles, get all the muscles ready to use for the day. I recommend stretching first thing in the morning when you're getting out of bed, not just the one stick your arms out and yawn and then get up and do your day, but do some stretching that gets most of the areas of the body. Because if you look at animals, your dog, your cat, first thing they do when they wake up in the morning, we all know they stretch. They stretch their front legs, stretch their back legs, and they do dog or cat stuff. If you go to the zoo, you're going to see lions and tigers and bears, elephants, giraffes, everybody. They all stretch when they wake up from a sleep because it's natural instinct. But we as humans are too smart to follow our natural instincts, and so we don't bother doing that. And again, there's a ton of great stretching charts on my website on the extra stuff page on illfixyou.com. And just if you have an area that bothers you, just take a look at these pictures, the stretching. It's got a sketch of a person doing the stretch, the muscles highlighted so you can see exactly where it's targeting, and just kind of try some stretches. Never stretch where it hurts. If you're doing a stretch and you get to that point where it hurts, back up a little bit. Only hold it in the stretch position. Because two of the worst pieces of advice ever given are no pain, no gain, and feel the burn. That's not good advice. Don't freak out if you work out and you get pain the next day. That's not a bad thing. You're just pain because you use the muscle. But while you're doing exercise or while you're doing stretching, don't go into that pain zone. That's your body trying to warn you. I've been seeing a lot of ads on TV lately too about these, the Dr. Ho belt or the brace hotline. The Dr. Ho belt is this inflatable back brace that's supposed to decompress your spine. And that one just really makes me wonder because the animation they show of the back of a person showing the muscles is wrong. I know my anatomy inside out, and the picture they show, the muscles are wrong on a human being. And then the other brace hotline one, they sell back braces and knee braces, and they got the pathetic looking guy saying, I've been a trucker for 30 years, had back pain all these years. This thing helped. And it says right at the bottom of the screen, actor portrayal. So this guy's never tried on their brace. He's never probably even had the pain that he's claiming to have. He's just being paid to look pathetic and claim that their stuff works. It's I'm honest. I'm straight up. I say what I mean and I do what I say. And I just see so much fake advertising out there. I don't know. I thought there used to be laws against doing some of that stuff. It's like the weight loss supplements. The weight loss supplement in conjunction with diet and exercise. It's like, hey, if I was dieting and exercising, I wouldn't need the weight loss supplement, would I? And then some paint sprayer, they say, use it for 30 days. If you don't like it, return it. At the bottom of the screen, it says must be unused to return. And it's like all these companies are just trying to get weasel in to get your money. It's just insane. But like I said, I'm straight up. I'm above board. I only charge $50 an hour to work on people's pain issues, which is half the price of what you're going to get as a basic Swedish massage at most of those big corporate chain massage places. I have 2 locations you can visit me at. One is in Peoria. That one is at Sonoran Life Solutions, a beautiful little counseling office. I have an office in there at about 94th Drive and Thunderbird. And the other one is in Phoenix, right downtown on 7th Street at right about between McDowell and Thomas at Urban Wellness. Fantastic location there. It's right behind the Cocos and the City Farms Cafe. And they have yoga classes, meditation classes, and several other natural practitioners like acupuncture and chiropractic. So they're an awesome place to check out as well. But you can see me at either one of these locations. I have hours available 6 days a week, including the weekend. So yes, I am missing the Super Bowl today because I am completely booked up today until about 7 p.m. As soon as I get out of the radio studio today, I got to head across down to Peoria and work on some people and then go out and do a home visit, then go back out to the studio, the Peoria location. I'm just a lot of people are listening and taking picking up the phone and calling 541-NPAIN and booking an appointment. If you don't get me, you'll get a message that gives you the direct number to the office where you can leave a message requesting an appointment on Sundays because they don't have anybody there on Sundays. Or you can call during the week and book there. And these people are coming to me. I just had a lady from the last show had called me on my drive out to the office, and she booked an appointment. She came in. Then the next week, she made her husband come in, and then booked them both for next week again because they have a lot of pain issues that they hadn't been getting any help with, and they're very impressed with the results they're getting with me. And it makes me very happy to do that for people. And I am not greedy like the big chains. I don't have all the overhead and all the expense of the advertising. I advertise on the radio and on YouTube and Facebook at Pain Management Arizona. You can find more information on those too, or tell a friend to listen to the show. It can be replayed. It's streaming live. I've got a webcam in studio. Another good idea is to stay hydrated, because getting underhydrated definitely makes your muscles more susceptible to getting knotted up. And forget the 8 glasses of water thing that they always been saying. The general rule is to drink half your body weight in ounces per day. So take half your weight, and drink that many ounces per day in fluids. Fluids is not considered alcoholic beverages for Super Bowl Sunday or coffee in the morning, because just water or clear liquids are really good for you. And if you are being very active, exercising or being out in the heat when it's hot, then you want to drink even more water than that. And stretch before you do any kind of activity or any kind of inactivity. Even if you're sitting behind a desk all day, your day will go much better if you stretch. Cell phones and computers, try not to have your head pointed down so much. Make sure your computer screen is high enough and your cell phone is held at shoulder level so you don't strain your neck. You can just look down at your phone with your eyes. And again, 2 locations, Phoenix, Peoria. Website, painmanagementarizona.com. Same name as the show, the Facebook page, and the YouTube page. painmanagementarizona.com, or you can call me directly and book an appointment or ask questions at 541-END-PAIN. That's 541-END-PAIN. And we will be back next week, same time, 9 a.m. Tell your friends to tune in if they have pain issues, and we can get everybody fixed up and feeling good. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Independent Talk, 1100
Northam continues
KFNX.
to resist
Telling it like
widespread
it
calls
is.
for him to
Independent
resign
Talk,
following
1100
publication of a
KFNX.
racist photograph that appeared in his 1984 medical school yearbook. Correspondent Dan Merica is in the capital, Richmond.
It has rankled a lot of people.